That's just the book. Man, I'm in jail again, by the way.
Are you in Facebook jail?
Just from yesterday.
Yeah. Well,
it's a good thing.
Yeah, I mean, you're in jail more than you're out free on Facebook,
I'm a
aren't you?
recidivist.
But you're in touch with your recidivism.
I am.
Anyway, this morning on K-Room's Community Spotlight, talking about everything that's going on at the Sawmill Theaters and ever so much more. And we want to welcome our folks that are joining
Happy
us
New
now.
Year, movie people!
Yeah,
Yes.
that too. I want to welcome you if you're joining us on Facebook Live. We just got going there. And we got to talk about, you got some new movies happening today, don't you?
A couple new films, yeah.
What do you got going on?
The 355 and the Kingsman.
Now, the 355, tell me about this.
It's kind of an ensemble film. Five spies, like a spy movie.
Right?
It's Penelope Cruz.
Penelope Cruz.
Yeah.
Jessica Chastain.
Justine.
Yes, and we like her because
Oh,
of
we love her.
why?
I don't remember.
Okie dokie.
Remind me, and then I'll remember.
But also Diane Kruger. At one
Diane Kruger,
time,
she's great.
the most stunningly beautiful woman
Yeah.
in the world, and
Yeah.
holding up very well.
She
in my
has
opinion.
aged very well.
Yes.
Formalide's a good thing.
Yes.
Yeah, if you remember, she played Helen of Troy.
Oh, really?
And
Yeah.
you have no problem whatsoever to think that she would have caused the launching of 1,000 ships.
Yes.
Or something like, sounds fishy.
And the incredible Fan Bingbing.
Now, there's a new name for me.
Oh, should
This
be.
is not Fun who has to do with Eric Swalwell, is it?
No.
No.
No, she's a Chinese actress, but we've seen her before, and she's fun.
Oh,
Huh.
And,
okay.
So is this expected to do big things, or I haven't heard much about this one yet.
Yeah, it looks like a good film.
Right?
Yeah.
Cool. That sounds good.
It's kind of like
No, you don't-
spy
yeah.
and suspense and fun.
Yeah, if
Yeah.
you like
No, it's
suspense thrillers.
bunch
and,
of
do.
girls beating up guys.
yeah.
Yeah, well, there is that. And
It's a PG-13.
Right.
Yeah.
It'll be fun. Light.
Yeah, yes.
I like a good suspense thriller, though. That's always fun.
You know what? Yeah.
It's
Good
more of a comic action, I think.
Comic action.
That's good stuff.
Okay.
Something for everyone.
Something for everyone, except if you're under 5. But and what's the other movie?
The Kingsman.
The Kingsman.
Oh, that's not-
I'm sorry.
You're always in such a hurry.
I am. It's like a date.
No,
You know?
no more Red Bull for you.
I'll just stick with my coffee.
Director is Simon Kinberg, and he's a writer and a producer, and he's done a bunch of important stuff in the writing and producing world.
Right.
But he's only directed one other movie, the unlauded Dark Phoenix.
Dark Phoenix.
Yep.
Should it be lauded?
No.
Oh. We need to give ourselves delauded for that one.
Okay. So what else?
Yeah, it was nominated for the Golden Raspberry. That's not a good
That's
thing.
not a good thing. Okay.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you are. Also appearing in the movie is Sebastian Stan.
And we know Sebastian Stan from.
The Winter Soldier.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of Marvel connections in this. Director of Dark Phoenix, of course, is that's Marvel, isn't it?
Sort of.
Sort of.
It was a Fox film, but
Yeah.
Disney bought Fox, so
It's all mushed together now.
Marvin.
it's getting mushed together. Yeah.
So, and what else can you tell us about this epic saga?
Spent $40 million to make it, and it's
Wow.
opening today.
Well, and so hopefully they'll start making money tomorrow.
Well, hopefully they'll make money today.
Well, there you go. But as far as profit. But you haven't had a chance to see this yet or anything.
No, it opens
The
today at
world premiere?
1:15, I believe.
355 is 1:15.
1:15.
Yes. Kingsman's at 1:00.
Cool.
Yeah, but it's about international secret agents from a variety of nations form a combine, and they go out and smite evil.
Smite evil. I like that.
I'm of the smiting persuasion.
And
Does that mean that we've been smitten?
Yeah, exactly.
but now we can, I guess, now we can talk about another spy movie.
Oh, is it time to
Yeah.
talk about the other movie now?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
The other movie
Take your
is
cues
the Kingsman.
nicely.
Kingsman,
Yeah.
yes.
I try not to miss them if I can help it. So the Kingsman, what's this all about? Oh, it's about the Kingsman, right?
Kingsman, yes. No, this is actually kind of a prequel, I guess. We've seen a couple of Kingsman movies out. Spies, definitely spies.
Oh, more spies.
English spies.
Yes, English spies. Yes,
They're,
it's,
they're the most polite spies of all.
yes, this kind of secret order of spies.
Yes.
Okay.
And this is kind of going back into the 1920s, I believe.
Oh, wow.
So kind of more to
This is
their
like
origins.
Pre-Bond, then.
Oh yeah, oh definitely.
Well, this means the clothes will be wonderful.
Oh yeah, no,
Yeah.
it looks pretty.
Yeah.
This one's rated R,
Oh.
so it is gonna be a little bit on the violent side.
All right.
I don't know if you saw the other.
Violence, maybe some
Yeah,
potty
you saw
language.
the other
and stuff.
Kingsman. That was.
Yeah, there's some
Oh, that-
interesting
that-
stuff and a lot of carnage.
Oh, right,
Oh,
carnage.
carnage.
Oh, terrible carnage.
But another big action thriller.
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah.
That sounds interesting.
Carnage.
I like action
No,
thrillers.
carnage.
And starring Ralph,
Oh, Rafe Fiennes?
Rafe,
Yeah, that is how he
it's
pronounces
got an
it.
L in it.
I know, it's Welsh, you know, you can't count on them to be
No, you cannot.
phonetic, right? So, yeah, allegedly Rafe Fiennes.
Yep, I mean,
Yep.
well established,
Oh,
very,
he's
very famous
marvelous, yeah.
actor, and he's the kingpin of the Kingsman organization.
Mhm.
Kingsman Kingpin.
There you go.
Rubber baby buggy bumpers. Okay.
Also, our old friend Charles Dance,
Oh, we love Charles.
Which we all know from.
Yeah.
Game of Thrones.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
He played
And many other things. as
and
well.
many,
Yeah,
yes, and
yeah.
he's our age, so he's been in.
Oh, so he's really old.
Yeah, so he's
Hey.
been in a ton of stuff, and
Yeah.
very, very fine actor. But he played Tyrion Lannister, the head of the Lannister clan in the Game of Thrones.
Hmm.
So, and also, and I can't pronounce this guy's name, Jimon Honshu.
Easy for
Oh,
you to say.
Jimon Honshu, yeah, with a DJ, right?
Yeah, DJ. I don't know how you do a
he's
D and a
really,
J.
he's great.
And very distinctive
Oh, yeah,
looking
yeah.
guy too.
I think he was in Gladiator.
He was. That's the first time I ever saw him.
Yes, and he played one of the, the slaves that, he's a great presence on screen,
Huh.
yeah.
Well, that sounds interesting.
Jimon Honshu.
And again, this is who produced this movie,
Well, it's directed by Matthew Vaughn.
right?
And he did, this is a kind of a good thing in my opinion, but he directed all three of the other Kingsman movies.
Hmm.
And he's done a lot of other stuff.
But this,
This is a Disney.
Oh, it is Disney.
It's coming through Fox, but
Right.
as we said before, Fox
Everybody-
got bought out by Disney. And
everybody's owned by Disney now.
almost, almost yes.
And oddly enough, he also did an X-Men movie, X-Men First Class, which was considerably better thought of than Dark Phoenix.
Okay. Well, you choose your words carefully. That's nice.
I'm on the air.
Yeah. Well, that never stopped me.
I know.
I know this.
Now, and so.
They've already made $52 million on
So
Kingsman.
today's
Really?
not the world premiere of this.
Evidently not.
So
No, actually came out just there at Christmas time.
Right.
We just didn't have enough theaters for it.
Right. So
Yeah,
well,
maybe
this would be a good
weeks.
chance for everyone here to go out and see it. Then.
Yeah.
So they've already made a bunch of bucks. So that's a
Yeah,
good thing.
and sadly, it's getting harder and harder to get budgetary information. That's I'm interested in the artistic end of movie making, but I'm also interested in the business end of movie making. And
Right.
It frustrates me when I dig around and I can't find how much money they spent to make a movie.
Don't tell them how much we spent.
Yeah.
Hopefully we're kind of hoping that this year returns to something closer to normal.
Well, it sounds like
For
you're
the
actually
theater
finally
industry,
making a move back to that direction where it seems like things are
was-
becoming more
It was a
normal.
good Christmas. Yeah, it was definitely a good Christmas. And that was largely Spider-Man.
Right.
Yeah.
We got just past 600 million domestic.
Wow.
It's over 1 billion worldwide.
Mhm.
This was showing that people are coming back to the theaters.
1,391,000,000 worldwide.
And do you have numbers on how much they?
200.
200 million, and they're over a billion.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, billion,
Wow.
almost 1,400,000,000.
Yeah.
So just absolutely
Ran-
swimming in
run
money.
away.
So why do they keep making these
These stupid
movies?
silk sequels.
Apparently, there's a big market
There's
for
a
it.
real
You know,
reason
and
for it.
yeah, this is one. Somehow I've not seen this movie yet, but
I have.
You got to go
Yeah.
to the Sawmill theaters. They have some really good
Yeah.
movies there.
Andy and I saw it.
I kind
We
of worked
liked
all the
it.
way through Christmas.
Yeah.
But this one is everyone has loved this film. So it's just great, and it is part of the kind of this storyline that Marvel has going on. It's going to be followed up with Doctor Strange into the Multiverse. It's coming out in March, I believe.
Mm.
So Disney is putting these movies out, sequentially, and they know what they're doing. It's all telling a story. So, and this is part of that story, and this is just gotten great reviews from critics and from the audience.
Sounds interesting.
Yeah, the kind of the catch in the Spider-Man movies is that this is a high school kid that unexpectedly and suddenly just like a Kazam sort of a thing develops superpowers, but he's still this clueless high school kid.
Yeah.
And in this movie they really embrace that,
Mhm.
and it just makes the movie for me.
Yeah, it's really, it's almost sweet.
Almost sweet.
Yeah, and then they have, the other Spider-Men who come back to participate with him. And, Tobey Maguire and who was the other one?
I can't remember his name.
Yeah.
But, what they're doing is Marvel's going into this multiverse
Right.
concept of different universes with different results where people made different decisions and that broke off into a new timeline.
Right.
Huh.
So yeah, kind of a little bit complex of a
So
concept,
what,
I guess. But
what are they drinking?
yeah.
I mean, that's like, wow,
You know,
that's
it's-
pretty
Yeah.
deep to try and fathom that.
It's quantum physics.
Well,
Yeah.
honestly, I think part of it, again, Disney bought Fox. When they
Right.
bought Fox, they got control of the X-Men and the Fantastic Four.
Right.
Which so now they've been making all these Marvel films without those characters, and they have to get them into the Marvel universe. Some explain where were they when all this stuff was going on.
Right.
So I think they're going to use this
Well, they were on a
multiverse.
break.
And, they're going to use this they were in a different universe.
Right.
And bring them all together that way.
Sounds interesting.
Mhm.
So, and how many Spider-Man movies have there been now?
Jeez.
3, 4,
Oh,
Lost
no.
track.
5 or
Geez.
6.
More than that.
That are just.
You think it's more
They
than
did
that?
3 originally.
Then I think 3 more. Then the cartoon one, the animated
yeah,
one,
yeah.
Spider-Verse. Yeah.
Right, Spider-Man.
But still, I mean, you're talking like
And then-
6 or 7
and
of
then the
these.
Tobey Maguire ones. I mean, the new ones.
Toby Maguire. Yeah.
No, his
I'm
brother
sorry,
Tony.
no.
No.
Who's the current guy?
I don't know. That's above my pay grade.
Anyway, I think
There's
this
so
is
many of them now.
this is like
Yeah, I know.
this is
Yeah,
like
I
the
can't-
third that
Yeah.
he's
Yeah,
done.
Tobey
really?
Maguire, Greg Garfield. and-
Greg Garfield, yeah.
Right, right. Yeah. Yeah.
It'll come to me.
I don't know. It's coming up
Yeah.
around 10 of them.
But still, I mean,
And imagine that this is and you're quite right to ridicule the movie world for their sequels, but
but obviously it's selling, so
Yeah,
who
so-
am I to say?
well, yeah, that's kind of the way I feel about it. But after all of these Spider-Man movies, including the animated one, people still embrace this well enough to get 1,400,000,000.
Man,
That's by my estimate, and I don't know how accurate this is, but this is the rule of thumb that I have. The thing is still in the theaters. I talked to people yesterday who had just seen it, and they just loved it. I mean, these are old dudes. They thought it was great.
they don't usually like anything.
Well, like cowboy movies,
This is one that people are seeing 2-3 times.
Yeah.
Wow, and
It's
that
good.
says something too.
It's that good,
Yeah.
It's that good.
And we saw it in 3D.
Oh,
And that
It
was
great,
fun.
I
great
love
fun.
that, yeah.
It was good.
So now that's still playing at the Sawmill Theaters
Yes,
also?
yes.
And we have to, for the radio here, we have to kind of round things out here. What else is playing at the Sawmill right now?
The other one that's doing really well, American Underdog. It's
Ah,
the Kurt Warner story.
oh, right, I've heard about that.
Yeah, that's doing quite well for us. It's
That's a good pacing movie.
yeah, it's rated PG.
Right.
Kurt Warner, how he came up from he was bagging groceries, before he got onto an NFL team. So it was quite a story, but it kind of touches on his faith and family and everything, and how
Right.
he how that helped him to get where he is.
Right, gotta love it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, and so,
Sing 2, kids animated movie.
Right.
Lots of singing, actually.
it's strange.
Yeah, and of course we also have The Matrix. Matrix 4.
I want to see that. Has that been doing pretty well?
You know what? It was the last film of 2021 that Warner Brothers was streaming simultaneously.
Oh, okay.
They're not gonna do that anymore this year, but yeah. So it was they streamed it at the same time they released it in theaters, and it shockingly it just killed their numbers.
And you think that that's actually
for sure.
Oh, yeah.
A methodology that is going to be going by the wayside here then?
Yeah. No, they've Warner Brothers already said they're not gonna do that anymore this year, and
Good.
I thought they really screwed up last year by doing that. I mean, didn't people just pirate the movie or?
Right. And what else is playing?
Sing 2, American Underdog, Spider-Man, The 355, and Kingsman.
All right. And again, the showing times are usually what, 1 and 1:15?
Well, we got The Matrix is at 12:30.
Very long movie.
Yeah. Spider-Man's at 1. 355 is 1:15.
Right.
The Kingsman's 1 o'clock. So
Right.
yeah, pretty much.
Now, what about all the guys taking their hot date out tonight to the theater? What time does the evening show start?
Same thing. 7:30.
Right.
I'll space through there.
So, and you can always find out what's playing and when it's playing by just logging on to sawmilltheaters.net, and you'll be able to find out not only what's playing, but when it's playing, and even maybe a little bit more as far as what's coming up. You got any other big movies coming up here in the next week or two?
No.
Well, we've got some big ones that just started today. In a
you know-
word, no.
Well, you know what? Next week is Scream. That's kind of a sequel to.
Scream?
They did 4 or 5 of them. This was
Have they done that many now?
yeah. I mean, these were huge films, and these are kind of the jump scare,
Right.
slasher type movies.
And some
they
people,
were-
I know, I have a daughter that loves to go watch that kind of stuff.
They were terribly popular.
Yeah.
So we do have that next week. We'll see how that does in pace, and usually, that kind of horror stuff not real big up here. But,
Right.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Interesting.
But yeah, it's usually January's a little bit light on product after coming out of the holiday.
Right.
Everyone takes a break.
Well, now, go ahead.
Drew Barrymore played in, I think it was the first Scream movie, and she was on screen for maybe a minute, and all she did was scream. And they asked her later, why in the world did you bother to do this? And she said, this is gonna make me live forever. That 1 minute on screen. And she's absolutely right. Nobody ever forgot it.
Really?
Well, I mean, the people that saw the movie.
I forgot it.
No, it's not like you forgot it.
Didn't know what to begin with.
She's still around.
But Drew Barrymore, and she, out of everything that she's done, she thinks this is going to be some crowning achievement. Huh? That's interesting.
Well, I think the most memorable.
Yeah.
And she's done some interesting stuff. She did the Charlie's Angels movies. And,
Right.
she's done a lot of fun movies. But this one really stuck in people's brain.
She did a Firestarter.
Yeah.
Stephen King.
Right.
Yeah, she was just a tadpole in it.
Right.
Just a little girl
Yeah.
burning people.
Well, whatever's right. By the way, well, we got to get you back to more of your favorite music, but you can still follow along, and we're going to be talking for another half hour here about what's going on in the movie world and in the Payson theaters here. So join us on Facebook Live, and just look for KRIM FM on
Hi,
Facebook.
Nicole.
And
Hi, Nicole.
and we'll catch up with you there. But in the meantime, we're going to get you back to more of your favorite music. Have some tunes coming up from Earth, Wind, and Fire, Bob Seger, and a whole bunch more. But right now, I'll look at KRIM weather.
I like Bob Seger.
Yeah. I like Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Earth, Wind, and Fire. Okay. Anyway,
Nachos.
Oh,
So-
yeah.
Oh, that's right,
Can
tell
you,
us
are
about
you gonna
that.
talk about it?
We can talk about nachos a little bit.
Okay.
We're getting nachos.
Not, oh, at the
I
theater
think
snack
Yes,
bar.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that idea.
Next
Yeah.
weekend, I think we'll have all that fired up and,
Oh, man, I'd go for that over, I mean, I like popcorn, but I like nachos
see,
more.
we're gonna add, well, we've got pickles down there now too.
Ooh,
We're gonna put the nachos in there. We're looking at maybe some pretzel bites, little soft pretzel bites.
right, nice,
We're getting a freezer put in, and we're gonna add dibs, little ice cream bites too.
right?
So basically, we're gonna bump up our menu a little bit and
Wow, good
spread
idea.
out from just the popcorn and candy.
All right,
Get
so
a
when
few
are
more
you gonna
choices.
install the full bar?
Yeah.
There's a story.
That's all. Yeah,
there.
there's a whole story.
Oh, never mind, don't mean to step in the middle of a mess.
Yeah.
Oh, these liquor license things
Yeah.
are.
But I know there's a couple of theaters down the valley that seem to be doing quite well with,
Yes.
more of a different fare than usual when it comes to the snack bar.
Yes, yeah, and we're gonna try to keep that. We need to keep that simple. We don't want to be backing up those lines. Sometimes we do get busy in there, and it's you don't want people standing there for 20, 30 minutes and missing their movie. So,
Right.
but nachos and stuff like that, we can
Oh, man.
we can pump those out pretty quick.
You're
You
gonna,
know, I used to be a bartender, and I found that you can keep things moving if you don't bother to check people's ID.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. Well, no ID needed for
And you're gonna
nachos, so
say
that's
this on
good.
the air.
and kids don't listen to it. The, anyway,
Tall enough to put money on the bar, you're good as far as I'm concerned.
This is the last.
Okay, we
the
are
last-
not on the radio.
The final, the
Must
final
be
frontier.
this tall and drink.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not gonna discriminate
Disneyland,
against,
right?
against small people.
That's right. You're not Randy Newman.
Well, I think it's a good idea though to kind of mix it up when it comes to the food there, because I don't go and watch a movie if I don't have something to if I haven't picked up something at the snack bar to go munch on while I'm doing it.
Yeah.
And to have some more choices, especially a little out of the ordinary. When are you going to add filet mignon?
Oh yeah.
Little filet bites.
Yeah, the little
Ooh,
bite-sized
that
fillets.
is-
Yeah.
Oh, I could go for that. Yeah.
Anyway, well, I don't know. When it comes to, you mentioned that the horror movies aren't a big thing necessarily in Payson. They don't have quite as many people interested in that.
We're gonna see with Scream. It has such a following, and everyone knows, Scream. It's a well-known franchise. So sometimes those do all right.
I look at like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, going back a few years. I saw that, the original way back when, but again, it's not something that appeals to me, but I've always been amazed at the success that kind of movie has had. Some people, like I mentioned earlier, I have a daughter that loves a good horror movie or that jump out of your chair type of thriller stuff.
Splatter films.
That's what I've said before.
What we
It's
refer
like
to
a roller
as-
coaster.
Oh,
Right?
Thanks, Randy.
It's like a roller coaster. Some people like roller coasters, some people don't.
Yeah, that's a perfect analogy.
Yeah.
And so, if as far as a genre of movie of storyline, what's your favorite? If you had to pick one. Zombie movies?
I really like well done cowboy movies.
I may agree
In
with
fact,
that.
you mentioned Warner Brothers. I've got an odd connection to Warner Brothers to talk about. Right now, I hate to say this because it's a streaming service, but one of the most popular things out there right now is Yellowstone.
Yeah.
And
There's a new Western too that just came out.
right, the prequel to
Right,
Yellowstone.
1883 or something.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Paramount has been teasing us by showing lots and lots and lots of Yellowstone episodes for free.
Right.
I've been taking advantage of that. And the henchman of Kevin Costner. Kevin Costner's a ranch owner in Montana, and he has his henchman who's very loyal. I mean, he's perfect a henchman. He's loyal. He's competent. He's ruthless, and that guy is the grandson of one of the original Warner Brothers.
Oh wow.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I
Interesting.
found out how last night.
Wow.
Yeah, and speaking of Westerns, we do have on the 21st, the 12 Westerns in 12 months.
Yay!
Yes,
Oh,
we've got our final
yeah.
one coming up, Heart of the Gun.
Great.
That one starts on the 21st. We'll do a full schedule on that one
Does that
too.
have
so
some of our
look
local
forward.
reenactors
the
involved
local
with that one
guys?
too?
You know, I am not sure if about their roles in this one or not.
Well, that last one that you had that did have
Yes,
about the
yeah,
Pleasant
yeah,
Valley
yeah.
War
That
and
was
everything.
fun.
That was actually surprisingly well done. I don't know why I say surprisingly.
Yeah.
I just when you talk about
Because
you
the
know,
guy's
12,
got zero budget.
yeah, and
Yeah.
12 westerns in
And
12
they-
months, and
But
it's
they
like
filmed it with a cell phone or something.
yeah,
It
and
was-
you know,
it
and we
was
know
really
some
cool.
of the guys in the movie, and it's
Yeah.
like they're just the guy that we know down in the corner and that kind of
Yeah.
thing. But they did a really respectable
I
job.
thought so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I found the storyline to be very interesting, and
Yeah.
I thought the acting was, you know, was good. It
Yeah.
all worked out well.
This is kind of his, you know, the final of the 12 of the 12. So this is supposed to be the best one.
Oh,
Huh.
good.
This
I'm
is that
looking
he
forward
saved
to
the
it.
best for last.
Yeah, he kind of
Yeah.
really put, Travis really put his, you know, heart and soul into this one. So
Huh.
yeah, we're excited to see that one in a couple weeks.
Well, that'd be
But
interesting.
that'll be fun.
What do you like besides westerns? What's another genre that you like?
You know, I watched Knives Out again the other night.
Oh, that's
So
a
you
good
know,
comedy.
drawing room mysteries is what they used to call it.
Yes,
Kind of Agatha
drawing room,
Christie
yes.
style
Yeah.
things like the Orient Express, that
Right.
kind of stuff.
That's in 3 weeks.
Oh, yeah,
what?
another one?
Murder on the Orient
Again?
Express. Or no, I'm sorry, Death on the Nile.
Oh,
Death
Death
on
on
the
the
Nile.
Nile.
Yes,
Oh,
Death on
the Nile,
who's
the
in
Orient
that?
Express,
Who's in
tomato,
that?
tomato.
Ooh.
Oh, I want
You know,
to
I got a poster up.
Oh.
We have a poster up at the theater. But
I
yeah, that's
totally
coming
want
out.
to see that, yeah.
3-4 weeks, I believe that one's coming out.
Wow.
Or that is a sequel to
Yeah.
Murder on the
I like
Orient
some of
Express.
that style of movie because it seems like the writers are always kind of helping to lead you in this direction when actually it's about to go that way. And that, you know, trying to, they're not easy to, you know, some movies you can watch and, okay, I know what's coming up next. And with Agatha Christie stuff, that's not the case typically.
But I like movies so much that I'm not sure that I have a favorite genre.
Yeah.
I like movies, and I really deeply appreciate when actors have the opportunity to turn in a really superb performance.
I agree.
I mean, so often, like if we were talking about Scream, that's not a movie that you go to see great acting performances. It's not required for that kind of a movie, or Texas Chainsaw Massacre. But when actors have an opportunity, I think most actors are much more skilled than they're ever required to bring to fore.
Right.
And when they have a chance to let their talent out of the bag, so to speak, that is just a wonderful thing. And,
When you think about King Richard, Will Smith, he was so incredibly good. And those girls, whoever they were, I mean, those tennis player and also actresses, I was blown away by that movie.
I need to interject real quick and say good morning to Clifford watching in southern Illinois.
Yay, Cliff!
Yeah, Clifford.
Hi, Clifford!
And
Thanks for tuning in, buddy.
B. Todd Curtis, Kathy Wilkins, some guy named Randy Roberson, Rebecca Finney, Pudgy? I don't want to call you Pudgy, but thanks for watching. And
Maybe it was Perky.
Regina and Joan and Fred are watching right now on Facebook Live. So
Oh, thanks for
joining us.
tuning in, folks.
Thank you.
We've missed being here.
Now,
Yeah.
what about you, Tina? If you had to pick a favorite genre.
It's hard. I'm like Andy because a great comedy. Knives Out is great. One of my favorites that I was just reminded of is Intolerable Differences.
Oh, that is just brutal.
Yeah. It's and Coen Brothers. If I had to pick a genre of a director, the Coen Brothers just knock my socks off.
Yeah.
You know, Fargo, Raising Arizona. I mean, all that good stuff. But I really like a good mystery, and I do like not being able to predict.
Yeah, where you get mentally immersed in
Yeah.
the whole mystery.
It's really hard to find a good comedy, though. Comedy, I think, is the most difficult thing.
It really is, and we've gotten, in my opinion, so PC that the things that were really gut-bustingly funny, we can't say that, we'll offend somebody somewhere somehow, and it's like, well,
Right.
we probably will anyway.
But that was the point. Yeah, and I mean, there's a great line that my husband and I were talking about the other day about with intolerable differences, and I forget who the character is, but they were talking about, you know, you've got to have more tact, and he says, you know what, if you want tact, get a tactician. I was like, yeah,
You know,
that is so great.
When it comes to kind of brutal humor, you know, with the passing recently of Betty White, I saw the other day a roast that she was involved with for William Shatner, and she did a brutal job. I mean, it was like, you know, whip out the chainsaw and just start cutting people up. But I mean, it was really funny. But
she
it
was
was
so sweet about it,
It
right?
was really brutal.
Yeah.
And by the way, speaking of people passing, just word out just this morning, Sidney Poitier.
Oh,
she passed away.
No, really?
Don't know any details,
Oh,
but
wow.
yeah, he's passed away too.
Oh,
So what do I do? If you had to pick a favorite genre?
Well, first, catch Betty White in Lake Placid.
Oh,
Just
yes.
great. Talk about
That's-
like
yeah.
ripping on people.
Yeah.
I had the other day I shared on my Facebook page a scene from The Golden Girls,
Oh.
in which Betty White improvised this whole thing and had two of the other gals just, you know, cutting up, you know, big time, laughing, trying to make their way through this. But she just made up some of the most bizarre, outlandish stuff, talking about the Great Herring War, and it was just gut-bustingly funny. And I miss that kind of humor. I mean, it's like, where do you go on TV or in the theaters to get that? I mean,
Well, Dave Chappelle.
Dave Chappelle is still
Dave
pushing
Chappelle
it.
is my man.
at
right
least
now.
he's standing up for what's right.
Oh, he's so cool.
Kind of getting away with it.
Yeah.
He's kind of getting away
Yeah.
with it still.
Now,
You know, that was give Netflix some credit. They stood with him on his special.
Who was that?
Netflix.
Oh yeah,
You know,
they
his
haven't.
special.
They
They
didn't back down.
didn't pull it.
That's good. Yeah.
Which they shouldn't have. I didn't think it
No,
was
no, he's funny.
honest.
you know,
enough.
I miss Monty Python.
Oh,
Because
and that's on Netflix right
Yeah.
now. We were just watching the whole truth
Huh?
and all the backstory of all of, you know, the life of Brian and the Holy Grail. Oh my word!
it was
wonderful
good,
pieces.
intelligent. It was outlandish, but it was intelligent.
Well, they
humor.
were from, we call them Oxbridge, you know, we don't know Cambridge or Oxford, so Oxbridge.
Yeah, there you go.
And they were, you know, high intellectuals who
Right.
they wrote their own stuff, and the performances were incredible. But to hear them talk about sort of what was happening amongst them, you know, with Graham Chapman, unfortunately, you know, he was gay and he was a stone alcoholic. And it was tough for them trying to do work with an alcoholic. But he was so brilliant. He's the lead in The Holy Grail and also in Life of Brian. And he was great.
And now for something completely different. I even miss the old every week as a high school kid on Channel 8. I was always watching Monty Python
The
and
Flying
Flying
Circus.
Circus. It was always, you know, good, intelligent humor, and I miss it. But I agree with the general consensus here. I love to watch a good comedy, but what some people consider comedy now, you know, maybe I'm just becoming an old fart type. You know, some things just don't make me laugh. Some of the things I see on TV that are, you know, sitcoms and stuff, I just, you know, you wait for something funny, and I hardly watch any TV at all anymore.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, they have to be careful.
Yeah.
I still
If
watch
you-
watch sports, watch the news.
Yeah, right.
If you remember, George Burns did a couple of movies, Oh God and Oh God 2.
It
Yes.
was wonderful.
Those were good.
I mean, wonderful timing.
Yeah. Yes.
It nothing objectionable at all, and just very sharp asides on the human condition one way or another.
Yeah.
Right.
And you know, we do need to laugh at ourselves, or we will just despair.
Right.
Well, then let's bring in Mel Brooks. I
You know,
mean,
we should have some more
It's
blazing.
good to be king.
We should have some more Blazing Saddles humor.
Yes,
And
young Frankenstein.
what was the thing that we saw here a while back where they cut out all of the un-PC
Yeah.
stuff from Blazing Saddles and ended up with a 6-minute movie?
I thought it was 8 seconds.
Or, yeah, probably. But I don't know. There's a lot of people out there that just need to pull up their big boy pants.
And you know, he did other things that are not as well known. He did one called Silent Movie, where it's a silent movie. It's all pantomime, and he was married for years very happily to Anne Bancroft.
Wow.
And, she was a dramatic actress, but man, she was funny. And there's a couple of films that they did together, one about a Shakespearean company, I can't remember the name of it. And then, let's talk about Christopher Gast, who did Best in Show,
Oh,
A Mighty Wind. These are just
I
delightful
experienced
comics.
that second movie after visiting Taco Bell.
He's bringing in nachos.
Yeah, just hold the bean
Yeah,
down.
bring the nachos.
are you gonna have jalapenos available?
You know what? We probably will.
You'll sell a
I
lot
do,
more coke that
Well,
way.
you will.
I've got actually
Yeah,
ordered-
right.
the cheese sauce we got coming in is a jalapeno cheese sauce.
Oh, okay, good.
It's just,
Maybe.
it's very mild. It's not gonna be spicy or
I
anything,
think that's
but
a smart move.
just a little bit extra flavor to
Yeah.
it too. So
Good.
yeah, we'll see about
I can't
adding
wait.
some
That sounds
sliced
really good.
jalapenos.
Going back to what you were saying, Andy, I would agree with you that I really love a good Western, and
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, The Unforgiven, Silverado.
Silverado's an all-time
Silverado,
favorite.
yeah,
I love that movie.
The Appaloosa,
Oh, yeah. Was that Marlon Brando?
Yep.
And
Wow.
he was weird.
One-Eyed Jacks.
One-Eyed Jacks, yeah.
High Plains Drifter.
Oh,
there you go.
Yeah. Eddie.
Clint Eastwood. How many
Clint.
westerns was he in?
Oh, come on.
a
He,
lot.
he defined
Yeah.
a certain genre of Western.
And the thing that's cool, in my opinion, and probably a lot of people won't agree with me, but the thing that's really cool, I think, about Clint Eastwood is that his persona, I don't know, there's just the way he comes across, not only in the movie but in real life, is still coming across today at 80 years of age or
Mhm.
whatever,
90.
and 90 or 150, whatever it
I
is.
know.
But
Yeah.
I mean, he just get off my lawn. I like it.
Oh, that was so great. Gran Torino.
Yeah.
Oh, man. It's a great movie.
So,
So maybe there's a whole genre of just Clint Eastwood movies. I could go for that,
Yeah.
really.
There's
Well,
two kinds of movies, Clint Eastwood movies and then all the
And
rest.
The rest of
everything
it,
else,
yeah.
right.
No, I agree with you though, also, Tina, that a good mystery,
Mhm.
and again, it's kind of like the comedies. As there's divergence there, but a good mystery gets you so immersed in the storyline that it can be a 3-hour movie and you don't even realize it. It's just you're
Mhm.
living the experience, and I enjoyed that kind of thing. I'm not one, and I think it's because of too many years in disasters and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm pretty picky. I mean, Texas Chainsaw Massacre type movies. I have no interest in that at all.
Ditto.
But I don't mind a little bit of real gore in a movie if it is holding up to like a historical story, about, let's say, the Civil War or something like that. I mean, there was a lot of brutal, ugly stuff there, so that should be shown.
Mhm.
And I think some of those movies like Hamburger Hill
Mm.
was it's not necessarily an easy movie to watch, but
Mhm.
it's also, I think, a little bit of a glimpse of what being on a battlefield like that would be like,
Well,
especially when you're moving up and coming
Saving
back.
Private Ryan.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that was a good movie.
Oh, it was a wonderful movie.
But anyway, so when it comes to mystery movies, are there anything's coming up soon that are on the horizon?
Death on the Nile.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
That'll be it,
that'll be good, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
mm,
Now you mentioned the one movie that's playing right now is kind of a long one.
Couple Matrix.
Matrix.
Yeah, Matrix. How long?
Matrix is 2.5.
2.5.
Spider-Man's 2.5 hours or so.
So is that getting to be a more popular length?
You know, it seemed to be. From Thanksgiving on, we were just, James Bond, I think, was the
Yeah.
first one. That was 2.5, but
Right.
we had several movies in there that were all 2.5 hours long.
Yeah, and both the movies coming out today, the Kingsman and 355 are both over 2 hours. So
I
They're
think
just
back to
they're
the
a little
old-
little over 2 hours. They're not
they're
too.
not really long, but still, they're still over 2 hours. And your typical zombie flick is almost exactly 1.5 hours.
Because you can't take much more than that.
No, it's just,
Mhm.
that's all you need.
You run out of,
Oh, we already killed him once.
run out of the lurch.
I look back at movies from way back when. Another big movie that I remember seeing in 1969 at the theater with my parents was The Great Escape.
Oh,
And that was one that was, I think it was knocking on 3 hours
that was
length.
so good.
That was an excellent
Yeah.
movie. And
What a cast.
but it's one of those movies. There was never a point where, even well, in '69, I was a 10-year-old kid in '69, and where attention span and all that might be a little different than later on in life. But I remember being
Not for me.
What? Now moving right along. Yeah.
That's cool.
But I remember just being completely enthralled in that
Yeah.
movie, and I still, every time I see it come around on TV,
Oh
it's like,
man,
oh,
I'll
gotta
always
watch
watch
that.
that.
And Steve McQueen on the motorcycle.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
that was the days of the intermission.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
that's right.
Now, which brings up, I had a
Yeah.
conversation here yesterday with somebody, and it made me think I needed to ask you. There was a long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away, there were double features with like cartoons in between or something like that, where I don't know, kids could sit and watch the cartoons while you went and got more stuff from the snack bar, like the new nachos at the Sawmill Theater. But is there anybody even talking about resurrecting a double feature?
No, it just seems to. Same thing with these long films. 2.5 hours is pretty much the longest movie you're going to see now. Stuff like Lawrence of Arabia, they're just not gonna.
Yeah, I mean, they had a significant
And
intermission
that's
with that.
yeah, that's really kind of
Yeah.
that's really kind of on the studios. I mean, the theaters, we're all in favor of intermission. You
Sure.
bet. Give everyone a break,
Yeah.
then they go out to the snack bar.
Right.
So that's all. That's good for
And I
us.
mean,
but-
that's a revenue generating thing
and
for
and
theaters.
yeah, and that's the studios really. Actually, they get pretty hostile about it, or the directors can, if you cut their movie in half and put your own intermission in there.
Mm.
But
They-
it seems
they-
rather childish.
They well there's artistic integrity, which
Yeah.
you might, some of the films that come out you might laugh about, but some of them are
Well, I mean,
are
when they produce the
art.
movie, you could always have a nice transition, like right in the middle, where it'd be a natural spot to put an intermission in. But who am I
Well,
to say?
but then what they used to do also is they'd have music written for the intermission. So they would have, it ended on an understandable break,
Right.
and then they'd have music,
Well,
and
you
then they
did.
would let people know to come back, because that's the other thing,
well, you'd have an overture too.
Yeah, an overture as well.
Start out, you
Yeah,
have
yeah.
5-10 minutes of
Sure.
music
It was
playing, and
great.
then
It
go
was
into
great.
it.
I
and
love
then-
that. The old,
a
the
little,
old,
little more like a theater.
Yeah,
the-
it was.
How about
Yeah,
dancing girls? Can you add
TDR.
dancing girls?
Yeah, sure.
Sure.
Yeah.
Bring them in, yeah.
Bring the employees, put the employees in.
By the way, I need to say good morning to Fred, Jerry, Ronnie, Linda, Jean, Jimmy, Jessica, Chrissy, Renee, and Kirk joining us on
Whoa.
We're
Facebook Live.
becoming very popular. Woo, thank you.
The only movie that I can recall in this century that had an intermission was The Hateful Eight.
What about last century?
Oh, there were quite a few.
Yeah,
because it was
sure.
in the 40s and the 50s and
The
the 60s.
Hateful
they
Eight.
had The Hateful Eight, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's it.
This might shock you.
Tarantino.
but I have to say.
Yeah.
Planet's Death and that one I think they did too. But you're I think
Did those come together?
yeah, there were two movies. Then they did have an intermission. I
Oh,
think, too.
okay.
But they did all those trailers, those weird trailers. See, they did the trailer for Machete,
Yeah.
which they ended up making into a real movie. But you're looking at, that's Quentin Tarantino, I think, and
Yeah.
he's kind of more
And Rodriguez.
yeah.
Rodriguez,
Tarantino's
right.
more of a kind of more maybe the last of the traditionalists.
He's very
you know,
traditional
yeah,
because he
he's-
loves movies, and he loves movies
Yeah,
from way
he-
back.
He puts
So-
he does when he makes a film. Yeah, he he makes it a point to put his heart into it. It's it is for him. It's art.
Yeah, there's no half-hearted Tarantino movies.
Yeah, exactly, and that's why he's talking about doing one more, and he's gonna
Yeah,
quit.
exactly.
Are there any foreign production companies that are making it, big or getting by decently?
For
Sony.
well, I mean, China has a solid market over there. China and then India. Bollywood over there.
Oh, India's big.
They've got
Yeah.
theirs, and those are, some of the Bollywood stuff. I don't know. It's there's a cultural gap there. I think with Americans watching
There's
these.
spent a
Yeah,
lot
but
of time in
remember
India. There's a real cultural gap period.
Slumdog Millionaire.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
was fabulous.
And I hate to say Netflix, but they've got a lot of South Korean stuff on there.
They do,
The,
yeah.
the South Koreans are making some movies, and
And Israeli
some are
stuff,
pretty good.
and a lot of Israeli stuff, really interesting. You know, to me, the Fauda, that's one of my big series favorites.
And unexpectedly, Nigeria has a big thriving
No kidding.
film industry as well, but I'm not sure that
Nigeria,
very
wow.
many of their
Didn't know
films are kind of like India. They're kind of cultural specific.
Mhm.
But they make a lot of movies over there.
Really?
I haven't seen very many of them. But
Yeah.
Wow, Nigeria, I didn't even realize that.
Well,
it's-
and Belgium.
Yeah.
Go figure.
Really?
There's a series on, called Undercover, which is a Belgian series, and then there's a spin-off of that.
Is it a Belgian series or a series set in Belgium?
Well, it's set in Belgium with speaking Belgian, but I think it is Belgian, because it has all these Belgian actors.
Okay.
And then there's a spin-off from that called Fairy, which is a movie about the lead thug character in Undercover. And this actor, Frank Lammers, is somebody to watch for. He is really compelling on screen. Ugly as the day you were born. But he was.
Oh, you were there.
I was. Remember, I'm older than you.
That's right.
But he's a thug, but he's just, you can't take your eyes off him. He's got this character that is not just thug. It's very kind of sweet. He's got a soft side. And, you know, even when he's killing people, he's got a soft side.
I didn't realize too that South Korea had a big, movie thing like that you were mentioning. I mean, I guess that's not a dog eat dog business. That's a people eat dog business down
Yeah,
there.
it's probably. I mean, it's probably driven by
Somebody would catch it.
probably driven by America. With
Yeah.
the streaming services needing content.
Right.
Netflix and stuff. So they're going out and looking for these things. And
The foreign
there's some,
films, I think you're
there's
right,
some. It's Swedish or Finland or
Uh-huh.
Those
those northern countries up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're putting out some film too.
Yeah, and
that's not too bad.
Israel seems to be playing really big too. You know, because this the one that we just finished called "The Girl from Oslo." You'd think it would be Norwegian, but nay, it's all mostly Israeli and takes place in Israel.
About a girl that came to Israel from Oslo.
Correct.
Ah, see how I picked right up on that?
You're amazing.
like a steel trap. Hey, unfortunately, we're just about out of time, and we got to make way for DJ Pam and you come in here and do her midday show. But again, if you ever want to find out what's playing and when it's playing, go to sawmilltheaters.net. And again, thank you for joining us, to Catherine, Bill, Kelly, and another Bill for joining us on Facebook Live today.
Thank you.
And of course, you can always catch the Hometown Movie Guys here on Fridays. So tune in next week to see what kind of new nifty stuff we've got going on for you then. In the meantime, thanks for joining us, and we'll catch you next week.
Nanu nanu.